A Basic History of the United States, Volume 5, The Welfare State, 1929 to 1985, by Clarence B. Carson. Chapter 1. Introduction. A major thrust toward establishing the welfare state came swiftly in 1933. In a special session which lasted from March 9th through June 16th, 1933, Congress, prodded by the President, asserted the authority of the federal government over the American economy in an unprecedented fashion. Never before, certainly not in time of peace, had such far-reaching legislation been passed by any Congress. The swiftness of it has led some historians to ponder whether or not it was a revolution. In the traditional meaning of the term, it certainly was not a revolution. That is, it was not a successful revolt against the established authority carried out by force of arms. If, however, the term be taken to signify a swift, as opposed to a gradual change, the change in direction was made quickly, and it did have a considerable impact on the country. Actually, some of the central pieces of legislation to come out of the first 100 days of the New Deal were later held to be unconstitutional, and the particular approaches were abandoned. But the premise of the welfare state was vigorously asserted, and it became established. The premise of the welfare state in the United States is that the federal government is basically responsible for the material well-being of the American people. During the 1930s, this premise became so well established that it had not been dislodged by the mid-1980s. President after president has affirmed the premise, and Congress and the courts have acted upon it. Grover Cleveland once asked, "If the government supports the people, who will support the government?" His meaning was this: the government is wholly dependent upon tax receipts, or occasionally other types of payments, for its revenues. It is a nonsensical reversal of roles for the people to be dependent upon the government for their material well-being. To put it yet another way, the government produces no goods. Rather, it consumes some portion of the goods taken from people. It can only play a larger role by increasing the portion that it takes, and thus reducing the amount available to people generally. Cleveland's question still wants a satisfactory answer, but a welfare state has been established based upon the premise that government will provide for a vast assortment of material and other needs. The Great Depression, as it came to be called, was the occasion for the establishment of the welfare state. It served, or was used, as the catalytic agent for a massive assertion of governmental power. The economic difficulties which many Americans were experiencing gave an opportunity for the coalescing of reformers, radical and otherwise, behind the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?